That's the real problem. The bailiff at Judge Judy is bad at improv, and that's what's keeping his career stagnant this entire time.
Yeah. Or is he great at improv and he's being stifled and he got,
Whoa.
She just said.
Like Judge Judy is hemming him up in the back and being like, you better not step on my show.
Like, bring it, like, relax, buddy. Now let's do it again. But how we usually do it.
I do like to think that there are some takes where he fully like comes out of his shell and then she like calls cut, like, nah, take that back.
Nah, let's do it again, but the right way. Judy's way.
The government growing babies, microchips in your anus. All koala bears are racist. The ozone layer owes me money. Martians invented turkey stuffing. Y'all can't tell me nothing.
Yep. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another phenomenal episode of My Mama Told Me, the podcast where we dive deep into the pockets of Black conspiracy theories, and we finally work to prove that Doc Rivers invented the see-through fade. That's right. Y'all been calling Doc Rivers bald-headed, but nope, that nigga went to the shop and said, give me the Invisalign, baby. Make that shit see-through. You remember when Marcus Houston wore that see-through outfit? That's what Doc Rivers is doing, but with a taper. I fucking love it. I am your host, Langston Kerman. As always, I'm here. I'm excited. My guest today, god damn, do we have a phenomenal guest for you today. He is hilarious. You know him from his special Miami Nights. You know him from Broad City. You know him from the Eric Andre show, fucking Spider-Man movies, and most importantly, he has a pending project, an upcoming restaurant that you're gonna love. It's gonna be phenomenal. It's called Future Poops. You can't wait to hear more about it. I can't wait to hear more about it. Give it up for my guest, Mr. Hannibal Buress.
What's happening, man? What's up, Langston?
Yeah, what up, dog?
That song is great.
Oh, thanks. A dude named Nick Chambers.
Yeah, just the whispering. I didn't catch what was going on at first, and then and I started hearing it was just whispering different conspiracy theories and that stuff.
Yeah, it's mostly nonsense that me and Nick sat down and wrote. It's a nice time.
Yeah.
Tell me more about these Future Poops, though. I got to know more about this restaurant.
I had a joke actually early on in my career about I don't know why girls like fancy restaurants because all of it is future poop. It's one of those just premises that's not really, it probably wasn't great for stand-up, but everything is not for stand-up is what I learned with time. Some things are ideas or concepts and not for the stage. They're for sketch,
some of these are too
film.
Brilliant to be wasted on just randos in an audience.
Just in a bar. No, some of them deserve to have a team around them, a chef, a general manager, a staff, a building, some music, a menu. And that's the way you flesh out.
Some of these you need to call in the Michelin reviewers to have them come down and get their take on Future Poops.
Yeah, 17 years after the fact. And so that's where it was. So I had the idea just of a place called Future Poop, where that's the fun, just dumb name, but then having the food actually be really good. And so I hit up a chef friend when I had the idea. I was like, hey man, I got this restaurant idea, Future Poop. It's gonna be, future, but the food is good, the branding is good, we got good music and good jingles and all of that, and we donate money to colon cancer research and all of that, and just kind of, make this poop joke experience really good. And he was like, oh, I'm with it. And so then he made a menu, and so it's just gas on the fire. So been moving with that. We're gonna try to get in at Pitchfork Festival if we get on the grounds for Pitchfork Festival.
Whoa.
If not, doing a pop-up somewhere in Chicago if we don't get the official, Pitchfork booth.
I love this.
But,
I love I love when a bit goes further than a bit was meant to go. And it's a beautiful thing when it turns
Yeah.
into something more meaningful than we ever anticipated. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, man. Because you can you just realize it's just about the energy you put behind something and putting the pieces together and truly believe it. Because that's what
Mm-hmm.
it is. When I get on the phone with folks, they're like, yo, he not fucking around. He's for
Yeah.
real. I could hear it in his. It's like when you listening to rap, you're like, yo, I believe this, mama. Like when I'm talking about Future Poop, people like, yo, he's legit. I feel it. He's not
This
messing
nigga is
around.
dead serious about
He's
future poop.
dead serious. He's gonna make it happen. Because there's a spot, you heard of the Heart Attack Grill in Vegas?
No.
There's a spot called the Heart Attack Grill in downtown Vegas, and they just it's based. Everybody has to wear. It's a medical thing, so I think people get free food if they weigh over 300 pounds or five. It's something crazy, and people have had actual heart attacks in there, and
Holy
they got
shit.
this fake doctor character, and he said, yeah, I'm just trying to show you. McDonald's won't tell you about this, but and he's just like, yeah, this food is messed up, but I'm just being real. And he just fully is committed into this thing.
That's
Yeah.
way more fucked up than what you're offering. You're just saying, like, look, let's be honest about the cycle that this food is going to go through. They're murdering people and being like, hey, you know what you signed up for. Look at our symbol. Look at our name.
They're doing like burgers with 8 patties and just real cartoonish, just crazy stuff. People have to wear medical gowns, and it's just a weird zone, but they committed to their bit so much where it locked in, and people make the decision day after day to go in there and have
Jesus Christ. We're never going to make
burger.
it past whatever this is. This generation of just like acknowledging that we're dying and then also volunteering for more of it is, I don't know if we're going to survive this one.
Yeah. I mean, it's not, we need some overeating raps. You know what I mean? Just because there's a lot of, there's lean rap and there's pill rap, but there's no, I hate the whole burger and the arteries. It's then, and this shit is just really just a part of me.
My breathing has changed, and I don't know if it'll go back.
Nah, I'm gonna just make fat being cool on the rap. Yeah.
All right.
There's a lot of cool fat rappers.
There are a lot of cool fat rappers.
They're just like, yeah.
And they don't focus enough on how they got that way, I think is the larger takeaway from this. We need to know how you made it that far, Big Pun. Don't just start at I'm fat and handsome. Tell me how you got fat and handsome.
And tell us how tired you are after your concerts also. Just like really talk about what it is to put on an hour show and how that feels and how you wish it would feel different.
The toll it's put on your oversized body. Please tell us more.
Yeah. I know it's tough. Cause you know how I know? Cause I even when I was a little out of shape and I would do a bit where just required me running across the stage. I don't know how Cat Williams does it. I would do a bit and I'm like, God damn, that wasn't even that much running.
I think about that bit where he rides the stool like a motorcycle all the time. And it's like, nigga, how did you find yourself down there that easily?
Yeah, man. It's cardio, man. That shit is real cardio. I've seen folks, when you see singers training and on the treadmill or something and singing their stuff that's where it is, I love that clip of Kanye performing Touch the Sky. And then he during the I just wanted to dance. I went to Jacob and Alma when I got in advance. I just want, and he's running across the stage full speed. It's like that's tough to do, man. But when people like energy, he cares. He's just
he's invested in this journey. All right, we can't banter anymore. We got to launch into this shit because you came with a conspiracy theory that I would say has been one of our most highly requested ones. Albeit no one's ever brought it up to me, but you're the first, and you said my mama told me.
Mountain Dew lowers your sperm count.
Yeah. I've been,
Tell me
it's
more.
just, I just been seeing, I've been hearing it and it just feels right, man. And it's kind of Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew does seem like it would do something like that. It's just, it's not
It
great
does.
tasting at all. And it's not, most soda isn't good for you anyway, but Mountain Dew, if you had to rank them, Mountain Dew feels like the one that would, just put your bloodline in danger.
Yeah,
And
there's
yeah,
something about it that seems the most unnatural of all the sodas. You know what I mean? Where it's like,
yeah,
all right, I know what some of these things are at least attempting to tell me they are, but Mountain Dew
yeah,
is like, hey nigga, we made this up. This ain't got nothing to do
yeah.
with nothing.
It ain't got nothing to do with mountains or dew. Mountain Dew. If you talking about that's just water. Should be just water. And you just we got all this other stuff in it. So that means they, trying to
Yeah, no,
overcompensate.
our water glows and it don't stop glowing even when it's inside of
Yeah.
you.
I will say I did when Mountain Dew Code Red came out in maybe I think that was about 2000,
Mm-hmm.
2003, that range. I did fall victim to that marketing.
Uh-oh.
So that's how they get you.
That's how they get you. You
That's
fall
how they
victim
get you. That's how they get you. Certain
Yeah.
marketing, because you realize the marketing isn't about getting you to go get something right away.
Mm-hmm.
It's just about that subtle thing where you're like, oh, this is an interesting commercial. And then when you look and then you're in a liquor store and you're like, oh, I need a beer real quick. And you're like, oh, the most interesting man in the world. And you get a Dos Equis. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like later, he's like, oh, that's when you're in that moment. Oh, yeah, them. They had a funny commercial.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like, and maybe you felt this too, Mountain Dew, at least in my memory of it, was marketed more towards like skater, white boy, like some cool X Games shit. But then Code Red came around and that one was more marketed towards like black people. That was like them attempting an effort at an urban market for Mountain Dew. And similarly, I thought that it was like different than the alternative.
Yeah, man. Were they trying to, so they was trying to go at Sprite, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, when was it? When was that? When did Mountain Dew Code
Code
Red?
Red.
2001.
There you go.
2001 it dropped. Mountain Dew Code Red. Yeah, I remember it. I was in college. They would have it at the cafeteria. Mountain Dew Code Red.
Yeah, I loved Mountain Dew and Mountain Dew Code Red. And I thought I similarly had heard for years that it lowered your sperm count. But at the time I was like, I ain't doing nothing with these sperm. I'll drink all I want.
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong with all of this?
Yeah. I mean, how much do you need? I guess the real thing is, what is the result of having a lowered sperm count and
Mm-hmm.
procreating? Because if there's millions of them, then you can lose 100,000 and
Yeah.
be all right.
Right.
And,
How much
okay, so
lower are we talking in the grand scheme of things?
like, does a low sperm count make the baby? Let's see about what happens when you have a lower sperm count.
Yeah, I don't think that a low sperm count affects the baby that comes out. I don't think that like if you have a low sperm count, now your baby's got like a weird arm or anything like that. I just think it makes it less likely that you can effectively make a baby.
Yeah. Low sperm count symptoms might include problems with sexual function. For
Mm-mm.
example, low sex drive or difficulty maintaining an erection, pain, swelling, or a lump in the testicle area, decreased facial or body hair, or other signs of a chromosome or hormone abnormality. Okay.
Oh man. Even if you're not using them, you want them in there just to keep you looking the way you're supposed to look, it sounds like.
Yeah. Yeah, just to keep, because if you got a patchy beard, you don't want people like, hey, is that what's going on, Joe? It's a fresh hole in your beard right there, homie.
Hey man, you might want to work on your sperm count.
You've been drinking. I told you to stop drinking those Jack and Mountain Dew.
Number one,
Jack.
it's disgusting. But number two, it's bad for you.
Yeah, Mountain Dew didn't make it into the mixer, the drink mixer of ginger ale made it in there, Coke made it in there, soda water made it in there.
Nigga, milk made it in, and they were still like, but we're not doing Mountain Dew.
Motherfuckers really pushed White Russians as milk and liquor. Like, yeah, sure. $14, no problem. New York City. I remember I ordered, because it was a phase of drinking where I just kind of ordered shit that I heard other people say, or I just heard from some. Because I think definitely first couple times I drank when I was underage, I just ordered gin and juice because I heard the song. I'm like, gin and juice. That's like, really? I know. And then gin should be completely illegal anyway.
Right.
Just I think I got arrested the second time I drank it.
Just from the natural effects of what gin does to a human body.
Put a different energy into me. Yeah, that should be illegal. It just doesn't. Gin to make you sin. It's just it's a mess. But yeah,
gin's bad.
It didn't make it into the drinks.
Which is, to me, a very telling sign of how dangerous this drink is, that even bartenders were like, I wouldn't dare mix that one.
No, I can't mix that with your poison.
I'll poison you
more
one
poison.
way, but not another. Come on, man.
Nah, man. No.
Okay, let me ask you this. Where was it, do you think, the first time you heard that Mountain Dew affected your sperm count? Where do you feel like that rumor first hit you?
I think it was one of those. It's just one of those. I think maybe 2008 or 9. Just hearing about it and just really feeling like, yo, this sounds about right.
Yeah. And you were just like, yeah, I'm all in.
I think, I believe it. And at that point, I had abandoned Code Red, so I was willing to just jump on board and really, keep pushing that.
Yeah, that is the funny thing about the way that conspiracies work, is that, like, if it's some shit that you've already given up, you're like, yep, that sounds good to me. I'm done.
Yep, I'm done. Anyways, I knew something was up. You just put it on your intuition. I felt that shit, huh?
Right. But then somebody's like, hey, the chicken's got all these probiotics and weird things in it that are bad for you. And you're like, I don't know. I think I'll stick with chicken.
Yeah, it's like, that's just that mumbo jumbo right there that y'all talking, man. What are you talking about, man? Get on gone with that bullshit.
I ain't even trying to hear that, man. Chicken been good to me my whole life.
In all forms. I haven't had Popeyes in a while.
Yeah.
But there was a level of self-loathing each time where I kind of would concede that I was going to have bubble guts afterwards. Like, oh yeah, this is what it's going to do to me. And this is just part of it. I would accept that.
Yeah. And that's not good.
It's not good. You get better methods. You take Pepto-Bismol preemptively, like when like when you do Molly. Now you're like, okay, Molly makes me shit, so let me get ahead of it a little bit. Oh, here's a theory too. I'll never forget this. It was 2016 All-Star Weekend in Toronto, and Chappelle had a show there.
Yeah.
And I go to the show. Backstage, they had Popeyes, and me and Donnell Rollins, and we were eating this Popeyes, and you're like, yo, this Popeyes is fresh. It tastes like it was made with love. And
which is never a statement anyone's ever made about Popeyes ever.
We were there like, this is different. They got Canada got different chicken regulations up here. We could tell it just tasted fresher, and we were like, yeah, this is not gonna give us diarrhea or nothing. It just tasted better. So that's one. Just obviously Canada treats their food and chickens better than we do. But it was just to get that.
Did you in fact not get diarrhea from that Popeyes?
I did not get diarrhea. It's a conversation I'll remember forever. I remember it was just me and Donnell like, damn, this chicken is fresh, man. It's different. Like, what have we been doing back home? Destroying ourselves.
This 3-day-old chicken is fresh.
Yeah, it was fresh, man. It was a different level. Just the, fast food restaurants and stuff in other countries sometimes just have what was I at? Was I in Amsterdam years back, and I went to Burger King, and then after I got my food, when they handed me my food, the guy said, enjoy your delicious meal. Just had this real just professionalism.
Yeah.
And I'm like, enjoy your delicious meal. I'm like, God damn it, it's different over here.
Yeah, it's a classier, more delightful experience. Thus, the food is better.
Yeah, that living wage experience.
Yeah. A person who doesn't have to go home to a disappointed wife because he can't make rent. Yeah, it's great. Well, let me ask you this. Man. With all of that, knowing or at least believing at the time that Mountain Dew could affect your sperm count, did that get you off of soda completely? Or are you like now a dude who like, I ain't drinking none of that just in case this is like larger than Mountain Dew? This is spreading across the entire soda, lexicon.
Not all the way off, but I don't seek it out. It's one of those that I'll try. If it's around, sometimes I'll have a Sprite, but I'm not really buying Sprite, But if it's at somebody's spot, I'll have a Sprite. That type of thing. I do wanna cut out sugar, but it's tough.
It's hard, dude.
It's super tough. It's just I got a real sweet tooth, and it went up when I stopped drinking because I used to drink a lot of Jameson and ginger ale, and that's a lot of sugar. And so I remember just after, I thought when I stopped drinking, I would just lose a lot of weight. But I was replacing it with sugar. So I remember being in a Walgreens candy aisle, and I had been sober a couple weeks or something, and my mouth just started watering.
Yeah.
Just from being around candy. And I was like, God damn, this sugar really in my veins for real, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't, I similarly am like constantly trying to like cut back. Oh, I'll stop eating fucking cookies and brownies and sour straws and shit. And literally, if I'm around it, I'm going to eat this shit. I can't even begin to keep my hands off of it.
Yeah. It's a tough one. And once I replaced it with cocaine, I was able to kind of get it out. It's just like, you can't just give up a vice. You have to find something else.
You got to find a cool vice
that kind of balances it out. And you could also spend time with that. So it's just, every day.
And that's the best lesson that I think you guys could walk away with is if you're addicted to sugar, you got to get on cocaine. It's going to solve a lot of your problems.
Yeah. Yeah. You're going to taste as much, while you're not going to want it. You don't eat as much anyways. So the sugar thing. Yeah.
Who needs to talk about, who needs a sugar craving when you got all these business ideas to talk about?
Yeah. Hell, now listen, Future Poop. And then and we have a sitcom, and guess where they hang out all the time? Future Poop. Let's go!
Now that's called cross marketing. We're in the business, baby. All right, we're gonna take a break. We'll be back with more Hannibal Buress and more My Mama Told Me. And we are back.
This what I feel like. Yeah. Laughing to the bank like
I always forget how long that one is. And we're back. We're back here with more Hannibal Buress, more My Mama Told Me. We're still talking about the possibility that Mountain Dew destroys your sperm count and I guess leaves you less of a man than you started, with a patchy beard and less confidence, more of a shell of a man at this point.
Destroys you. Whose laugh was that? I know it, but I couldn't.
I often come up with a lot of weird drops, and then I also petition my audience to send me drops, and that was sent to us by a person. So I don't actually know.
Okay, because I know the moment, but I just couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't place it. That was on.
It feels like a very, and I could be very wrong. It feels like a Steve Wilkos-y, Jerry Springer type vibe of like somebody retaliating to an audience making fun of them, but I could be wrong.
Wilkos, what a success story, you know?
My God, the life that he's lived.
Right? You know, off of just being security guard. But what about like the bailiff on Judge Judy? No spinoff for him.
His problem is he doesn't punch enough people in the face. And that really, it doesn't make us remember him the way that we need to. You know what I mean?
He had so many chances, though. Like, so
many missed opportunities.
So many. It wasn't just like a season. He had so many shots to just and it's not like Judge Judy is switching up her moves at all.
She coming in hot every time. If you don't back your girl up and punch somebody in the face, man.
Yeah, he could have been saying wild stuff all the time. And he was just, he does his moves shaking.
All right.
Damn.
We got to jump into this research. Now, let's start with what we do know. Medical professionals, based on everything that I read, do say that it is in fact a myth that Mountain Dew kills your sperm. So if you decide that you want to go back to Mountain Dew Code Red, apparently that is not exactly what is happening with Mountain Dew, right?
Okay.
Now, one of the things that they say about Mountain Dew, and this was what everybody theorized, was that there were two reasons why they were theorizing that Mountain Dew was killing your sperm. And number one was it has more caffeine than any other type of soda. It's like way more caffeine than the average soda. And then number two is this chemical called yellow number 5. Have you heard of yellow number 5?
Yeah.
It's the main ingredient that everybody was worried is like fucking up your sperm.
Okay. What's the I want to jump back to the caffeine part. How much more caffeine than the other drinks does Mountain Dew have?
So I don't know that it's like an insanely more amount, but I think that's why it became like the extreme drink. Was like they were pitching it as like it was like a precursor for like 5-hour energies and your monsters and all that other stuff, where it just was telling you, look, we got a little bit more than everybody else is putting in their regular drinks.
Okay. So I just pulled up some stats.
Yep.
Mountain Dew has 55 milligrams caffeine per can. Diet Coke 46.3.
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper 42. Pepsi 38.9. Okay. So
they're shitting on
Coke,
everybody else's.
Yeah. On the caffeine side of the okay. And a cup of coffee has 150 milligrams of caffeine.
I'm so glad you said that, because they say that essentially like for a cup of coffee and that level of caffeine, that what'd you say, 145?
150.
150. So they're saying that if you drink, let's say, a 12-ounce cup of coffee, they actually say that improves your sperm motility, which is just the sperm's ability to like move around and shit, right?
Yeah.
But They say if you were to drink 4 of those cups, 4 12-ounce cups, that would pretty much make your sperm sit still and not move at all, because that's an
Yeah.
overdose of caffeine for your sperm. So it could
Okay.
affect you if you do too much caffeine, but a little bit of caffeine actually makes your sperm perk up and shit.
Okay. The word motility, for some reason, made me think of a futuristic startup. There's like a pill that you take, and then it's like these other beings, and they go into your and your sac and give your sperm motivational speeches, and you're like, hey, come on, man, it's just and they're in there just talking and like, you can do this. What are you doing? And like, I got it. Okay, I was just, and he's trying to find out the sperm wasn't just it was just,
They're just giving the
had
sperm.
AIDS,
They're giving the sperm the Everest treatment. Just like, come on,
Yeah.
man. I used to see you
Get up
there,
outta
just
here.
sitting there. What's wrong with you?
What's on, man? You can create a life. Come on. You can bring a new human being, and that human being, and you can do it. You can be you. You can change the world.
Believe in yourself. Why are you sitting there with your tail all curled up, looking stupid?
I'm worried I'm going to create a serial killer. So I just the possibilities of what a human being can be, and just all of the just things that can happen in the world with all the variables, they just drive me crazy, and I just don't want to get out there. It's just so many things that can happen. So I just feel better just being right. Just leave me be.
There's actually no evidence of humans actually being worth the investment that I could possibly put into an egg. So I don't want to be a part of it.
I just don't. It's just a lottery, and it's just some are amazing, but it's a lot, and you might just have somebody just regular and boring, and I don't want to be a part of that. It's just why
Even the good people are sort of contributing to the destruction of the planet.
Yeah,
I don't know. It just doesn't
just-
seem.
Yeah, it's just the wealth disparity, and I don't want to be on either side of it right now, because it just wouldn't feel good.
All right, so the sperm motility could be affected by all these cups of coffee. So 4 cups would basically come out to 600 milligrams of caffeine, which is a shit ton. And apparently it would require you mathematically to drink essentially 11 cans of Mountain Dew a day to have that same effect. So it's not like you're anywhere near, in all likelihood, the chances of actually affecting your sperm negatively unless you are drinking an insane amount of Mountain Dew.
Okay.
So the average
yeah.
person probably ain't doing that. Now, when I was a kid, I used to go to this gas station by my house and drink like those. It wasn't a big gulp, but it was, because it wasn't a real 7-Eleven, but it was like a big ass cup of Mountain Dew, and they would let you refill for free. So I drink like 2 or 3 of those a day, and that was like 30 ounces each. So I was fucking myself up pretty good, but I don't know if I was fucking my sperm up, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah, man, it's just a lot. Some sodas, you'll notice there's a different harshness in some.
Mm-hmm.
Now thinking back, I remember Crushes had a sort of harsher hit when it would go down. That initial flavor, what you're getting it for is that taste. Mostly we should just be spitting stuff out. Now that I think about it, we should just be like how we like wine tasters, most of this stuff, because we're just doing it for the initial flavor.
Right.
We shouldn't have it go all the way through the process. What? Why?
No, that's not meant for your intestine.
Like through the whole thing and out. What have I been? What have I been doing to myself? But yeah, I remember those certain songs like, oh, that felt like liquor a little bit the way it hit.
Mm-hmm. That's got a nip to it.
Yeah, man. It's just
No, I think that's 100% correct. A bunch of these things are not actually meant for your body, and they actually talked about some of the things that beyond your sperm count that Mountain Dew can negatively affect you with, and some of the things are fucking wild. It said if you overdrink Mountain Dew or any sodas, you can end up with insomnia, irritability, upset stomach, diarrhea, and a faster heartbeat. Like you just walking around with a fucking nearly exploding heart for the rest of your life because you wanted to do the do.
Yeah. See, man, and that and drinks and food and how it affects mood makes me think about times in my life where I probably wasn't in the right space to make a high level decision.
Yep.
And I might have been irritable because of drinking poison the past couple days or sleepy or whatever.
Yep.
And made a high level decision based on that shit. And then like, well, should have drank more water and I would have been, in Angry Birds too.
You're right.
That's what I'm saying. I was hungover. No, I ain't doing no Angry Birds 2. I did the first one. I'm not just yelling. I was just I'm not consistent. I wasn't at my best.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had a big gulp of Mountain Dew and my head just wasn't on straight.
It just felt like the right thing to say in that moment.
I actually had a lovely time on Angry Birds 1. And in retrospect, I'd love that check as well.
I just, it was such an easy 30 minutes of work. Thank you so much.
Who am I to turn this down?
Disclaimer, I was not offered Angry Birds 2. And I don't have real anger about not being in it.
Oh, man.
Before a blog picks up like, hey, you weren't right for it. You would have you would have ruined the natural chemistry that they had in 2 with your reads.
I do love the idea of them being like, yeah, it just doesn't fit. You don't look like one of the birds. You don't look like the turquoise bird to me.
I do wish though when we do animated stuff and we do the press for it, can we just dress me up as the animal and we do the run? You know what I'm saying? Like, let me just do like you ain't got nobody in these costumes on the. Put a dog next to me at least, like a full size dog next to me. And then we can kind of banter back and forth because how
do you expect me to get in character if I'm not at least wearing the dog costume or sitting next to a dog that in this ad?
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't just look at the poster next to the journalist and like lock in, But if you give me a dog, I'm just like, yeah, you know how it be out here. We out here doing it again. Pets to dog stuff, And it's just, it's just the story. Just everybody just working with the cast. Cast, it's like a family, when we out there and just talking. And and we're like a family, even though we did our sessions separately and nobody ever worked in the same room together. It's like a distant family. That cousin you don't really talk to that much when you get together is good. Like that. Check it out.
We did our sessions and I never met him, but I did see his name signed on the same sheet of paper when we went into the rooms later from each other. So there's a bond there.
Yeah, there's a bond. The energy he left in the room. When I got to the room, they said, "Oh, he was way more fun than you were." He was like more. He was more.
Oh, yeah. He shook everyone saying you sort of just lowered your head and went straight to the microphone. But that's neither here nor there. Thank you for doing the movie. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about yellow number 5, because I do think that this is an important equation in this whole thing. It's the main ingredient that everybody points to in terms of lowering sperm count. And one of the things that people point out is that yellow number 5 is not specific to Mountain Dew. It's actually in a lot of other shit. It's in candy, it's in potato chips, it's in cosmetics, and it's even in some of our medications. They're putting yellow number 5, the dangerous one, in meds and shit, right? And one of the things that the FDA does is they come out and they specifically claim, in fact, not that yellow number 5 lowers your sperm count, but that in some articles, they even claim that yellow number 5 does the opposite and improves your sperm count. that you actually get more sperm from eating yellow number 5, which is very opposite of everything we've heard all these years.
That's really wild. But of course they would say that,
Mm-hmm.
they're trying to sell more yellow number 5. And what I
Exactly.
find interesting about yellow number 5, right, is
Mm-hmm.
I can't even, is the government made it? They made it? Because I can't even find, like, when I search who made yellow number 5, there's no person. It's just like, this is what it is. This is what it
Yep.
is. It's just the government. And now I need to find out about yellow number 4. Because why the hell did they even need to, what the hell was wrong with yellow number 4? Where you like, nah, another one. So they just kept making stuff. This is all a
Yeah.
hoax. So this is a government company that just made up stuff. So then they would just make the food companies have to buy it. So the food companies would be able to distribute, or they would have just had roadblocks for the trucks. So the trucks wouldn't be able to get to the stores. So just to get
Exactly.
access
And
to the stores. Yeah.
that's the fucked up part, right? Is that we're talking about the FDA, and the FDA, being a government organization, is also approving these things for our usage. But they're not coming out, and the FDA in 2017, this is a great example of what I mean. In 2017, it was proved that a third of the FDA's approved drugs had problems, either in not working the way they're supposed to, or making people feel like a different kind of sick after they took the motherfuckers. So of course the FDA, to your point, is going to approve yellow number 5 because they made the shit and they want to put it in shit.
Yeah, it's a dark road, man. Yeah, and then I'm looking at yellow number 4. I want to know, like, why do y'all keep on making them? You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
It's just like, oh, we gotta sell this to that. That's because you
Yep.
know what it is. The easiest customer to get is a customer you already had. So they just keep on releasing yellows like Jordans.
Ooh.
You like yellow now? Oh, here's the new one. It's an
Yeah,
update. It's
yeah.
like and you just keep on, like, and it's not much different, but it's
Yep.
the new one, and you get to sell it. And this is what it costs to do business with us. You got to keep getting these new yellows,
Yeah.
or we not gonna be too mellow.
Yeah. You guys can't see it at home, but Hannibal just leaned real far back from the microphone in celebration, I guess, of that hot line he just dropped. And now he's changing his filter. It's a fantastic move. It's a real mic drop of a moment. That said, with yellow number 5, and I think all of this is important, that one of the things that they also point to, despite approving yellow number 5 for our usage, they do also say that there is a chance that overconsumption of yellow number 5 can lead to things like eczema and asthma and hyperactivity. So again, it's the government pulling their bullshit, right? Because they're not saying like, oh, it'll shrink your dick. In fact, they're saying it's the opposite of shrink your dick. But they will say, hey, but there's a chance you're going to be chubby and can't breathe and also overactive at the exact same time. So they're skipping one problem to let you get away with a different one.
Just like the government, brother. That's just like the government is just always just trying just to sabotage us, but make it seem like they're trying to help. Oh, we found this, but trust me, our friend that paid a lot of money to get this through, he's legit. And then years later, gonna see, man.
It's some bullshit.
It's a tough one. Yeah, man. The simulation, man, is just real. I don't know, brother. It's just sometimes I just wanna leave this world and just go to a farm and just make my own food. No yellows, 1 through 5. And definitely not 6 through 10, just where I just make mine on the land and just, and then just the future poop farm outpost. And that's just what it is.
No yellow, just green, natural green that grows from the earth.
Yeah.
Okay. So the additional sort of wild thing that I think I discovered in all of this is that, and I wanted to really ask myself, okay, if we're talking about sperm count, what are the things that potentially could lower your sperm count? Things that you would associate with unhealthy living, obviously, is probably closer to things that are going to lower your sperm count. And they say that smoking tobacco, being overweight, consuming too much alcohol, and drug use, all of which, in my personal opinion, half of these things at least, are caused and or related to Mountain Dew. Do you know what I mean? Like in that scenario, Mountain Dew is it's the real gateway drug as far as I'm concerned.
Mountain Dew is leading, man. The drinking, that's the government right there, man.
Mm-hmm.
Why they pushing the drinking, huh? But they not pushing the weed. They pushing the drinking because they got all the drinking spots. You know what I'm saying, man? Hey, you could drink. Look, football, drinking.
Yep.
You don't see nobody ever sloshed in a commercial though.
Nah, nobody's wasted ever.
Nobody's ever wasted. I never seen that many people happy drinking Coors Light. Also, nobody would ever drink Coors Light without advertising. Nobody would ever naturally gravitate to a Coors Light. Like,
exactly.
Let me get something mediocre and flavorless organically. That's what I desire on my own by myself. Let me go get it.
Nah, that's not the choice. That's something institutionalized that you've landed on. But you didn't start your day being like, I love Coors Light. I got a craving for Coors.
Coors Light. I feel like I'll have a good time. I feel like it represents friendship to me. That's why I connect those. What? No.
Whenever I feel alone, I reach for a Coors Light and I feel a little more whole.
Yeah. No. That's how you know how trash Coors Light is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because a big part of their marketing was like, we made a can that you can see how cold it is while it's in the can. It's like, you can see that it's really cold. Like, what? That's not a... Like,
that's not how you advertise beer. I'll be honest with you. The cold wasn't the main thing that I was looking for here.
But if you say something as a company, with your full chest, then it's gonna get people. It's just the level of force you go with it. Like when they did the Hanes campaign, and it's like, oh, it's Hanes, but now ain't no tags on the shirt. Like, it wasn't that deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that wasn't
no tags.
That wasn't the difference maker in me enjoying this t-shirt.
Yeah. Oh, for this white tee that I pay. Oh, no tag. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I don't have scissors. So this was just really, I was beating my wife over how annoying these shirt tags were. So luckily I saw MJ with these tagless shirts, or else luckily
I saw Nazi MJ wearing these tagless shirts, and now I feel, this is better. This is much better.
Yeah, this is gonna change my life right now.
I feel much more connected to the brand now that I know it's tagless.
It's tagless, yeah, man. Shit. Man, like, yo, let's let them know it's tagless, and that worked. For some folks, it did.
I guess. All right. I won't kill myself. My shirt's tagless. Perfect. All right. We're going to take another break. We'll be back with more Hannibal Buress and more My Mama Told Me. And we are back.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
Yeah, we're back here with more Hannibal Buress. More My Mama Told Me. We're still talking about yellow number 5 and stupid ass tagless shirts. I don't know. We started getting off into all kinds of conspiracy theories about the way the government and advertising works and tries to trick you out of stuff. And boy, was it a good time.
That's why I enjoy travel when I've been in Asia, when I've been in like Thailand, Korea, and Japan, because I don't know the language. So the advertising, it doesn't hit my brain as much.
Oh, they can't trick you.
you're not absorbing it the same way. Even if you're like, I don't want, you just kind of, you see the image, but it's not, it's not your folks. You don't know none of the people and you don't know the words. So it's just, you're able to have less noise in the brain. It's nice.
Yeah, there is. I went to Japan a few years ago and I felt something similar where it's like a bunch of pictures of stuff that I didn't already associate with being good. And so without the words, it doesn't look that good. It's just like, I guess they got a different kind of thing over here.
Yeah, it's nice, man. And just even not knowing what people are saying when you at the coffee shop, and it's kind of, as long as they not like looking towards you, just if you're able to be in your own zone, it's nice to just really like, okay, this is good. I don't know what none of y'all talking about.
Yeah. I got a little private booth over here with the English language.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump into this game. It's a fun game. It's a classic game on this podcast. It's a game called White Lies.
Ugly, you're disgusting. I'm going to kill you. Give me $200.
White Lies. It's a fun game where I am going to introduce to you a conspiracy theory widely believed, and widely is a heavy word here, a conspiracy theory that white people fuck around with, that they possibly believe and spread amongst themselves. And what I would love for you to do, Hannibal, is tell me why you think white people are so committed to this conspiracy theory. What do you think they're holding on to in this theory? Does that make sense?
Okay. Yep.
Hell yeah. Okay, this is a fun one. It's a more recent one, in fact, that as of late, people have been claiming that Bill Gates is making fake snow, that in Texas in particular, snow was falling, and from that snow, they were making snowballs and then lighting the snowballs on fire, and they claimed that the snow was not melting, and in fact was getting hotter because of the fire that they were lighting on these snowballs. And because they were basically claiming that this was metal in the snow that was making the snow get hotter and not melt. And that was all because of Bill Gates controlling the weather. And my question for you, Hannibal, is why do you think white people believe in this fake snow from Bill Gates?
Is there video of what they're talking about?
Oh, there absolutely is video. Do you want to see some video?
I do need to see it just to feel
hell yeah. Hold on, I can pull up some video. That's not a problem, actually.
Yeah, because that one I think the real thing is that you really think billionaires can do anything, And so, especially with just a plan and access to people and, and they can fund stuff for a long time without really needing to turn a profit and what.
Right.
It's like, hey, figure this out. You got 10 years.
I'm going to play the video for you.
Out to our government and Bill Gates. Thank you, Bill Gates, for trying to fucking trick us that this is real snow. You'll see, it's not melting.
The hell?
And it's going to burn.
No way.
Snow don't burn. Snow fucking melts. No water, no dripping, no nothing. If I put this shit in the microwave, it's going to start sparking because there's metal mixed in it. So you see that?
No way.
No melting.
Hey, you know what? Before you showed me.
Yeah.
I was on the fence. Like, maybe it's true. I don't know. It seems like something's possible. But then once I heard her say, thank you, Bill Gates, I was like, oh, it's not true. Just on her tone. I just dismissed it on tone, which is not how you should make decisions. But on this one, on this fire snow conspiracy theory, I'm going to go with my gut and offer her, thank you, Bill Gates, like that. I love say it's not.
I love just the immediate lack of knowledge around melting snow, but 100% knowledge that this is Bill Gates' fault. Like I might think Bill Gates was involved, but I wouldn't be like Bill Gates did the shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's like 88 people under him that I'd blame before it was directly him making the snow.
Here's another layer to it though, right? You know how they say sometimes rappers orchestrate rap beef, right? And they put it together for promo. What if Bill Gates got a weird sense of humor and he's just like, here's $1,000. Tell him I be making my own snow and be mad about
it. He's just doing Boosie promos. Yeah. Tell him I got fake snow for $1,000. And they just like, yeah, I guess. All right, I'll do it.
Tell him, yeah, just say it. Yeah. Auditioning her. Oh, she sounds perfect.
Shirlene, let me hear you say, thank you, Bill Gates, but mad. Say it real mad.
To distract us from the real evil shit he's actually doing. He like, do some snow bullshit while I'm stealing kangaroos.
I do think, to your point, I do think that's why a bunch of billionaires never come out and even disagree with this shit. Like, they never address it at all. And I think so much of it is like, oh, if that's what y'all think I'm doing, I'm chilling. I don't give a fuck about that. The fake snow, I'll sleep fine. I am murdering babies with bathwater that I flew in from a different country. Like, I'm not, I ain't got nothing to do with the snowballs.
Yeah. Yeah, man. You know, smoke screen, man. Smoke screen.
Hell
smoke
yeah.
bomb, boom. And then, so yeah, that's where it's at.
I love it.
So let's get into that. That's the next research. Is seeing if billionaires are creating fake conspiracy theories to cover up what they're actually doing.
Oh, I like that, because immediately after you say that, that makes me think about how like that article came out where Tyler Perry was shooting entire television series in like 12 days. And it's like, is he doing that, or is something way more fucked up happening there? And he's real cool with y'all knowing that he shoots quickly on set. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm overworking the actors? Fine. Sure. If that's what you want to go with, I'm cool.
You might get the electric chair you mess up a take on. You mess up a line on one of them. I remember seeing that. I was like, damn, he did how many episodes in how many days? And I'm still sitting on this goddamn YouTube video of me playing Madden. I've been sitting on this for like 11 months, still tinkering. Like, one more thing.
If I could just sharpen this a little bit, then they'll know I enjoyed playing Madden. All right. Yeah, we did it. Hannibal, this was a pleasure. Yeah. This was a delight. Could you tell the people at home where they can find you, what cool shit you got going on?
You can catch me. I'm about to start. I found out about this app called Station Head. And it's you can do live streaming radio, and it connects with Spotify and Apple Music. And so it's kind of fitting for what I wanted, because I had Clubhouse, but then it's only talking. And so it's like you could do the talking and it's integrated with music. So you kind of play what you like, do a radio show. So I'm about to start doing shit on there.
Hell yeah.
Station Head, Future Poop coming soon. Music dropping soon. Check out my pages. I'm doing more music now. Getting on the road, back on the road, you know. I'm doing my first indoor show in about 15, 16 months this weekend in Honolulu.
Oh shit, you starting in Hawaii? That's fire.
Yeah, I moved out here for a little bit temporarily. So first gigs in Hawaii. So it's gonna be interesting. I haven't done like a real show in a minute, but I'm hyped.
Hell yeah. Well, follow Hannibal, do all those things, and look out for Future Poop. And as always, you can follow me at Langston Kerman, and please do all the things you're supposed to do to a podcast, subscribe, review. I don't know. It don't matter. Okay, bye.